I'm about to head to work, so that's why I'm not as bright and colorful as usual. Welcome to the last DIY of the Balance Box mini series. This is probably my most favorite one because I actually came up with making these when I was in middle school, long time ago. I had a lot of fun making them then, and I still love making them now. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy this as much as I did and still do in creating these. You gotta stay tuned for my entire Balance Box where I take you through everything I put in it. Let's have fun together making this. Make sure your hands are washed. Today for the Balance Box, I'm going to be making stress relievers. The first thing I always do with these is I blow them up. I know this sounds crazy, but there's a purpose. Then, put one inside the other. Do you have to see what I'm doing? Thank you. This increases the durability and the sustainability of your stress reliever. And then, with both together, you do it again. The first one I'm making today is the flour. Okay, I love you kids. Can you? No. I like to fill the funnel up about there. So whenever there's air in between the two, I hold it open right here and I squeeze out the air in between the two balloons. I don't know if you can see how well I'm holding it. It's just a tiny bit. And it helps remove air. And then you know how much flour is actually in the balloon. You want to get as much of the flour down as possible. Keep moving it down. Oh no! That's okay too, if that happens. This is what takes a while to do. You shouldn't have to touch what's going in inside unless you do what I just did. So you should be fine. Basically what you want to do with the balloon is gently stretch it, not too much obviously, but just enough to create more space to put more flour, because what you're trying to do here is create a full packed stress reliever. I'm just gonna tell you something. If you have children, or if you have nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever, or you babysit kids, sure, this can be a great project for them if you're doing this with somebody. This is more about you. We're supporting you in your Balance Box, okay? So this is about you and your time and taking good care of yourself. No neglect. There's already enough of that in the world. You don't need to neglect yourself. While you're doing this, you may learn a technique that works better for you, but I've found that this is one of the fastest ways to get the flour down into the balloon, into your new stress reliever. Create that little bowl so you can fit more in it. You're gonna have to start to control the flour and where it's going. Move it in the right direction. At this point, you're gonna be guiding the flour pretty directly into where you want it to go into the stress reliever. That's flour. Yeah. No, don't lick it. We're not eating our crafts right now, okay? All right. Thank you for your participation. Oh my gosh. No, with the harmonica crap. So how much you want to bet the parents don't want the kids playing the harmonica inside? But now I gotta listen to it in my video. Now you're gonna get to see what people used to try to buy from me in school. I made this up on my own, and I would make them for myself. I don't know what I was thinking not selling them. Who gave that kid a harmonica? Maybe they'll become the next professional harmonica player. You never know. That could be the next Beethoven of harmonica playing. Okay, now you've gotten how much flour you want in your stress reliever. Firstly, you're gonna press all the flour down, and then you're gonna press the air out, and then twist and tie. You can double knot it if you want. That's entirely up to you. But now look, you got yourself a stress reliever ball. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. I've learned over time, the higher up you put the balloon on the funnel, the easier it is to get the ingredients into the balloon. I'm checking the air in between the two balloons and expelling it. The reason I use a skewer or stirrer to maneuver all of the ingredients into the balloon is because a lot of times they can get stuck in the funnel. It typically depends on the size of the ingredients. Obviously, rice can get stuck a lot more easily than flour. This keeps the flow going through the funnel and makes it smoother and quicker to get inside the balloon. But regardless, it's still going to take time to fill up your stress reliever. Get out of there. No! What are you doing in there? Is that comfy? You like it? Is it warm? Oh, you're freaking cute. How is it knowing that? I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure the neck of the stress reliever is void of any ingredients, because when you go to tie that knot, there's something inside. It will either force the knot open or it can cause tearing the more you use it. You don't want that to happen. Is this working? If you can't already tell, I realized very quickly that with the texture, the size, the shape, the rigidity, the hardness, it was far better to put less salt inside the funnel rather than a lot, because it kept getting stuck in the neck of the funnel. Because the salt is more like a little rock, it made it very difficult to smoothly flow into the balloon. This was a lot less forgiving and required a lot more patience to fill the balloon with. Do I regret choosing this ingredient for the stress reliever? Absolutely not. I feel this one was actually just as necessary as the other two. I actually am excited to try other ingredients, and I feel like you could consider doing the same thing, especially for anyone who's prone to sensory reactions to things. This could be really fantastic for relieving stress, calming the minds, refocusing the minds, or just creating a level of expansion by experiencing different textures within the stress reliever. As you can see, it's literally at this very moment something clicked in my mind, and I thought, if I pull the neck of the balloon all the way up the funnel and make sure the end of the funnel is in the body of the balloon, it'll be that much easier to fill, because the neck of the balloon is just a stretchier version of the neck of the funnel. So what's happening is, even when the rocks fall down through the funnel, it was getting stuck in the neck of the balloon. So if the end of the funnel is directly in the body of the balloon, it's just going into a spacious area and not getting squeezed and stuck at the bottom of the funnel. And you might even notice watching this right now that from here going forward, it's smooth running when it comes to getting the salt down into the balloon. It still takes a little work and effort, but it was far smoother than it was before. Diverse textures are important. I feel, according to how stressed out a person is. Some days the flour is not going to cut it. It's too smooth and it's too soft when you're a little more stressed out. The rice has a more reflexive response. When you gently press on it, it returns to its previous form. Even though it has a coarser texture, it keeps its form and shape very well. This coarse salt feels more like pebbles inside of the stress reliever. It's especially great on those days where you have a lot of tension and you just need to release it through squeezing a stress reliever as hard as humanly possible. Just get all that tension out and all that stress out.